Okay, let's talk about products which are just a walking contradiction. The Nothing Ear Open is one of the best examples that I've seen for a while. On one hand, they promise to solve a huge problem, which is letting you listen to high quality audio while staying completely open to the world around you. And it's just wrapped in a, oh my gosh, that's just a very beautiful package. And on the other hand, well, after a year of using them, their biggest strengths are directly tied to their biggest weaknesses. So, in this video, we're going to break down what that contradiction is. You're going to see why these might be the most comfortable earbuds I've ever worn for a full day of work so far, and why I would never bring them to noisy places like the gym or out on a run even. We're going to cover the surprisingly great sound, and I'll show you the exact moment that great sound falls apart. You're gonna have to stick with me, and together we're gonna figure out which side of the contradiction you're gonna be living with and whether they are worth the $149 price tag. Quick note though, they very normally go on sale. As a matter of fact, I have a link for you for $99 ones that I found recently. Okay, so first things first, the design. Nothing has it has a look. It's the same look that they have across all of their products, and quite honestly, I don't mind them. It's the signature semi-transparent materials. It's very clean. It's got this white finish and this long pill-shaped case. Now, the case is interesting. It's very thin, which is great for sliding into a pocket, but it's also a really long case. So it can be a little bit difficult to accommodate sometimes, but I see why they've done it because of these really long ear hooks as well that the case would need to accommodate. It's a very weird, it's an awkward design, I'm not gonna lie. And although it looks nice in terms of practicality, I'm not a huge fan of it. Now, the earbuds themselves, that's where they nail the comfort. Seriously, it's just about 8 grams per earbud. You put them on and you literally forget that they are even there. The flexible silicone arm just rests over your ear and there's no pressure in your ear canal. I've worn these for about 8 hours straight with zero fatigue, even with my glasses on. Seriously, very comfortable. In terms of comfort, A+. But let's talk about the sound. This is where it gets complicated. For open ear earbuds, the audio, it's actually pretty good, but only up to a point. At lower volumes, let's just say below 70% of volume, they sound rich, they sound full with a surprising amount of bass. They have these 14.2 millimeter drivers. I'm gonna put somewhere on the screen how that stacks up to other popular competitions, and the 14.2, it's a pretty decent size that they went with. It is not very shocking that the bass is pretty good. Vocals, they are clear. The sound stage, it's open, it is airy, it's truly impressive, but there is a catch. The second you push the volume past 70% mark to overcome, let's just say, a noisy environment, because every now and then we find ourselves in a noisy environment, the quality, it just falls off a cliff. It gets thin, it gets harsh, it gets teeny, just tiny sound. The bass completely disappears. And this creates a fundamental problem. In the exact situation, you need more volume to hear your audio. The audio becomes unpleasant to listen to. Now, after a year, this is a trade-off that I feel every single day that I use these headphones. Okay, so the design is sleek, the sound is conditional, but none of them matters if they are frustrating to actually use. And that brings us to the single biggest issue I have with the ear open. The thing that will really determine if these are even a smart buy for you or a hard pass for you. Anyway, to me, it's the stability paradox. For just sitting at a desk or just casual walking, maybe a little bit of like light running, the fit is fine. But for anything more intense, it becomes a problem. The ear hook is made of a really flexible, almost flimsy silicone. So the result, they wobble, and they wobble a lot. I took these for a run and they were bouncing against my ear, which is not only annoying, but it knocks the driver out of the sweet spot, so the sound quality suffers a lot. So while they have an IP54 rating for dust and sweat resistance, I can't recommend them for serious athletes. So after a year, here's the breakdown. The upsides, they are very clear. The design is unique and they're supremely comfortable for all day wear. Seriously, they're pretty good. The audio at moderate volumes, it's fantastic for especially for the open air category. And the Nothing X app, it's got this really good EQ and it's a huge win. It lets you customize the sound to a degree that is it's very good. It's decent. Having said that, it's not the best. I appreciate these even having like that particular function, the equalizer function, but comparing that to other open ear headphones that I've used so far, like I recently did a review of the Anker V40i. That has for me, it just has a way better app and adjustability. So the downsides, they're also very clear. The wobbly fit makes them a no-go for high impact exercise. The audio quality, it just craters. It falls off the cliff at high volumes, making them tough to use in loud cities, for example. And while the battery life, it's a solid 8 hours, the lack of wireless charging, it's a miss. Some really weird quirks as well. So they open up like this, right? And for some reason, I've just found myself placing my finger like right here, and when I open it, I pinch myself like accidentally. I don't know, it's just a very small quirk, I feel like. Also, like another thing is that when you want to charge it, for example, me, what I like doing is just like I'll charge it overnight. So I plug it in on a charger, and then while the charger is plugged, you cannot open it because the charging port blocks the actual opening mechanism. So you can't even open it when you're charging it. So that's a really weird quirk and just like a small design flaw that I wish they would have seen before like implementing this design. I mean, they could have very easily placed the USB charging port like right here, and that could have solved that problem. So again, my final verdict is the Nothing Ear Open. It's a great headphone, but they are a fantastic secondary pair of earbuds. If you're an office worker, a remote worker, or someone who wants to be aware of their surroundings at home or on a quiet walk, these are amazing. These are one of the most comfortable and easy to put on open ear designs. I really appreciate that about these headphones. They're so easy to put on, especially compared to like the other ones that I have tested where it really takes me a while. They're good for that. But if you are a serious runner, if you are a gym goer, or you live in a loud city and you're a city commuter, the compromises in stability and high volume performance will be a constant frustration for you, guaranteed. And if you are that, it's gonna be a pass. Anyway, it's a brilliant product. It's a specialized product. And you have to know exactly where you are in terms of what type of user you need to be for you to be able to appreciate this. Anyway, guys, that's the review. That's been it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.